Hello, beloved ones, wherever you are in this now moment. Greetings with peace and bliss. I wanted to do a little quick video. Lots of people ask me what are the exact mechanics of how energetic healing works and how can it be instant? Well, the reason why it can be instant is because it only takes 17 seconds for any thought, for the brain to be grab onto any thought, or the neurons in your brain rather, to be more technical, to grab onto any thought. You only have to look at something like Instagram or TikTok. I think it's 15 seconds, so it might have actually been reduced to that. And so the reverse can happen as well. It takes only that amount of time to let go of thought. The point being is that you have to let go of the right thought. You have to get to the root of it. Otherwise, you're constantly dealing with layers and layers that need to be released. Well, anyway, whatever work we do, or the journey, as I like to talk rather than work. Work is such a heavy energy, isn't it? It's like, who wants to do the work? And many people even think that about healing, that they think there's something wrong, or that there's something that needs to be fixed, or they're not whole if you talk about healing. Whereas for me, this is all about a journey to wholeness. It's like journey to where we get to feel comfortable in ourselves, at home with who we are, that we're in complete alignment, and from that magical place anything can be manifested. So I thought I would give you a little quick demonstration, because nothing can explain it better than actually doing something for you. So what it is around muscle testing. Hopefully you've watched my videos around muscle testing. If you haven't, please drop in a little note and I will send you one. But it's so simple. You have to make sure that simply you're hydrated, and you can either stand and just relax, close your eyes, say the words yes, see if your body falls forward or backwards, and say the words no, see again, forwards and backwards. It doesn't matter which side you fall to. What matters is that you can see the distinction. And if you can't feel the distinction as well, I have a transmission which will help you get a solid, clear yes and no in your body. And the reason why that works, we bypass the brain, as I was talking about your thoughts, is simply because where we believe something, the energy is stronger, and when we don't believe in something, the energy is less. So I'm sure that possibly resonates with a few of you. So here are a couple of the beliefs that go around in our deep subconscious, because that's the field in which I work in. I'm trained as a theta healer, and I use that as my sort of jumping off point to then develop my own sort of distinct programs and way of working. And the reason why I love this is, again, because of the speed. Get to the root of the resistance. It only takes 17/15 if you're on TikTok seconds to release it. So I'm going to talk about money and people's beliefs around money today, and the collective consciousness around money, because that is a big one. And as we are now currently in 2022, it is for many people a source of insecurity, instability, and there are many, many conversations that go around in the collective consciousness. Money is evil. There's not enough money in the world to go around. There's a lack. Many people work hard just because they come from that fear of lack. Perhaps you grew up in an environment where there was a lack of money. Money doesn't come easily to me. Wanting money is evil, or not a healthy, attractive, nice thing to do. I would counter that by saying I'm a student of the Vedas, which is the Hindu ancient knowledge. Vedas means ancient knowledge. And in fact, our teachers, when they were going around, the avatars, like Krishna, some of you may have heard of him, they were not walking around barefoot and with flip-flops a la Gandhi style. In fact, quite the opposite. They were hanging out in what would probably be the equivalent of Lamborghinis, opulent dress, the very finest of things, because they believed that this abundance, that this luxury was a birthright for all of us. Of course, there is the other conversation around taking from others. Does our greed mean that others have less? Many of us believe that we should distribute because there's not enough. They should sacrifice ourselves, because if I take, will that mean that I'm depriving someone else or starving someone else or something? So I thought I'd touch on a few of them. One or two of the collective ones is money is evil. That's quite a well-known one, both in the East and West. And somehow, if you don't want money, or wanting money will mean that you too will become greedy, that you won't know how to be considerate, and won't know how to handle it with grace and compassion. And if you have that going on in your deep subconscious, then it doesn't matter how many affirmations you say a day, it will simply be working counterintuitive to whatever is going on in your head. So you may find yourself in a kind of a little bit of a stop-start situation. You may manifest the ideal job, or you may manifest a raise, but then you'll find yourself also being hit by perhaps higher taxes, or someone else taking the money from you. You may not be able to save money. You may believe that you have to keep your money, that you have to kind of hoard it tight because it's not an energy. Money is just an energy. It is an energy that in fact you should encourage to flow into you and flow out of you, because only that way will it come in and go out, like your breath. Nothing that stays still is ever a good thing. In fact, it is builds stagnicity, and from that we know toxicity. So what we want is to be energetically so in alignment that money can flow in and flow out, and you have all your debts paid, and you are able to save, and you're able to do what you want with your money. Because I would actually suggest that most people, particularly if you're of a spiritual inkling, it's not really the money that you want, it's financial freedom. You want freedom, you want the ability to spend your money as and when you want to. You don't want to be restricted, you don't want to be tied down by it. So we'll just do a little quick one, and I'd love to hear your comments on whether it worked for you, what you thought about it. Am I talking gibberish to you? Why am I wearing roses on my head? Well, because it's a very grim, miserable day in London, where I'm currently residing, and I thought I'd bring in some sunshine. So, excuse me. I'm just going to take some water, which reminds me, when you do this, make sure you are hydrated. See, it helps even for the person who's doing the transmission. So yes, make sure you're hydrated. Ideally do this in a quiet space. You can do this at night time, you don't have to look at me. Excuse me. And then muscle test beforehand and afterwards, and tell me whether or not it works. So the reason why I teach muscle testing, I can do it for you with my clients, I could do it for them, but those of you who've worked with me know that that's the first thing I teach you, because I believe that is actually your connection to your own divinity. And just like any other muscle, your vibrational muscle, your energy muscles, the more you work it, the stronger they become, the better foundation you have, the more trust you have in yourself, the less you give your power away, which I believe is actually critical. I fall in prey of that myself even. Never give your power away, not even to your spiritual healers. We are all divine sovereign beings. What I do is something we can all do. It's just that I happen to have particularly mastered my intuition and mastered this. So muscle test, another way of muscle testing is this way with your fingers. There's a couple of ways like this. You can find lots of ways on YouTube and of how to muscle test, as well as as I said, I've done my own transmission. The point is just to be able to see a distinction. So for example, if you rub your fingers like this, close your eyes, take a breath, say the word yes. Feels very smooth, or it might feel very rough, and then you say the word no, and it immediately, well, mine is, as I said, very well practiced, so it gets sticky, and so it's harder to move. So then we make a statement. We always make a statement. We never ask a question, because questions have a myriad of answers to, and statements are either yes or no, and that's all you want to do. So money is evil is something that many people think about and believe, and often in the collective consciousness it's said the root of all money is evil. There you go. The root of all money is evil. Thankfully I don't believe that. But perhaps you do. So I'll do a few of those. Muscle tests. So we'll muscle test, and what's another one? There's not enough money in the world to go around. and wanting money is greedy. So obviously it doesn't work with me because mine all said no, yes, no. And after you do that, the other two important questions to ask yourself, questions, I just contradicted myself, statements to make even, thank you Source for correcting me. The other two important statements to make are, I have learnt all I need to learn from this. Do the sway method if that's more comfortable. And I'm ready to release this. If it's no to either one of those, it's unlikely this will work on a very deep level. There's probably something deeper underneath this. There's a scarcity to money has just come through. That's something perhaps, you know, you need to dig a little deeper and see what is the root, because only when you release from the root do you release everything else that's born out of it, just like a weed. So I will continue with just these as this is an example, and you can let me know and drop some comments in or DM me if you wish more clarity or you wish to know more. I'll show you how I do it, and I have a little short little mantra that I say, which is a mantra being an intentional prayer. These are all just labels, whatever resonates with you. And the reason why I call them power mantras and the reason why they work is because when you say the mantra, you become the mantra. So that's how they work. So I also when I trained, I learned with the daisy chain, but that's quite difficult the pressure is very difficult to communicate on the video. So I used to do that when we were able to, remember back in the day when we were able to hang out in real life. So there you go. Money, we'll just say money is, there's a scarcity of money to go around. There's a lack of abundance of money. There's a lack of flow of money, or money comes easily to me. I'll just ask Source. What I'll do is actually clear the space and ask Source to tell me which ones are most prevalent in the collective, and then I'll tell you, you can test, pause the video, and then come back to it, and then you can muscle test afterwards and see how it works, and let me know if it did or didn't work for you. So just be aware there's a little bit of a noise as I do my sound bowl. All you need to do is close your eyes and say yes. You can write it in the comments or just say it out aloud, because universal law is such, without you saying yes, you won't be able to receive this. So the one I got is the root of all money, of all evil is money. Wow. The root of all evil is money. So therefore, from that, if you have that going on in your deep subconscious, it will work counterintuitive to any affirmations of having money, having abundance, having your bills paid, living debt free, being able to save, because underneath it in your deep subconscious will be the root of all evil is money. Something I think I have heard, and something actually purported by a lot of organized religions. So if that applies to you. And the other one I got was, there is a lack of money to go around. There's not enough money to go around. Don't know which one resonates with you. There is a lack of money to go around. There is not enough money to go around. So I'm going to work with those three and then reinstall the opposite. I say reinstall because I actually believe when we're born that it is all the yummy good stuff is there already, and then such as our programming, be it from ancestors, generations, past lives, society, it gets deprogrammed. And now more than ever we are getting back to the process of healing to wholeness. So if you want to, you can connect your healing vagus nerve. You can put your hand on your heart, one on your stomach, and breathe in for 4. Hold for 2. And breathe out from your belly for 6. That connects you to your healing verb. Breathe in for 4. Hold for 2. And breathe out for 6. So the creator of all there is, it is commanded. All vows, oaths, promises, contracts, hidden soul contracts, hexes, curses, fears, beliefs, obligations placed upon others, that the root of all evil is money, now be taken from you and your inner child and sent to Creator's light. Through all lifetimes, past, present, future, and between lives, all time, space, and dimensions, forwards and backwards, backwards and forwards, above as it is below, all trauma from these experiences now be released, all soul fragments be washed, cleansed, returned whole, all lessons learned, and in love and light, thank you. It is done, it is done, it is done, aho. To the creator of all there is, it is commanded that all vows, oaths, promises, contracts, hidden soul contracts, hexes, curses, fears, beliefs, obligations placed upon others, that there's not enough money, wealth, abundance to go around, that there is a lack of money, now be released from you and your inner child and sent to Creator's light. Through all lifetimes, past, present, future, and between lives, all time, space, and dimensions, forwards and backwards, backwards and forwards, through all languages and realities, above as it is below, all trauma from these experiences now be released, all lessons learned, all soul fragments be washed, cleansed, returned whole, above as it is below, and in love and light, thank you. It is done, it is done, it is done, aho. To the creator of all there is, it is commanded. All vows, oaths, promises, contracts, hidden soul contracts, hexes, curses, fears, beliefs, obligations placed upon others, that wanting money is greedy, is evil, is selfish. May these now be taken from you and your inner child and sent to Creator's light. Through all lifetimes, past, present, future, and between lives, time, space, and dimensions, forwards and backwards, backwards and forwards, all languages and realities, all trauma from these experiences now be lifted, all lessons learned, all fragments be washed, cleansed, returned whole, and in love and light, thank you. It is done, it is done, it is done, aho. To the creator of all there is, it is commanded to reinstall the Creator's highest definition, perspective, and meaning of what exactly money is. That money is not the root of all evil. That money is energy. That money can flow in and flow out. Teaching you how to, when to. That you are worthy of this, deserving of this. That you give yourself permission to do so. That you trust yourself to do so with grace and compassion for the highest and best good of all. Teaching you what this smells like, tastes like, sounds like, feels like, how to recognize this with ease every day in every way, through every cell in your body, every breath you take, past, present, future to eternity, above as it is below, and in love and light, thank you. It is done, it is done, it is done, aho. To To the creator of all there is, it is commanded to reinstall the creator's highest definition, perspective, and meaning, that there is enough money and wealth to go around abundantly for everyone. Teaching you how to, when to, that you are worthy of this, deserving of this, that you give yourself permission to do so, that you trust yourself to do so with grace and compassion for the highest and best good of all. Teaching you what this smells like, tastes like, sounds like, feels like, how to recognize this with ease every day in every way, through every cell in your body, every breath you take, past, present, future to eternity, above as it is below, and in love and light. Thank you. It is done, it is done, it is done, a home. To the creator of all there is, it is commanded to reinstall the creator's highest definition, perspective, and meaning of what wanting money is really, of needing money, that wanting and desiring wealth is not greedy. Teaching you how to, when to, that you are worthy of this, deserving of this, that you give yourself permission to do so, that you trust yourself to do so with grace and compassion for the highest and best good of all. Teaching you what this smells like, tastes like, sounds like, feels like, how to recognize this with ease every day in every way, through every cell in your body, every breath you take, past, present, future to eternity, above as it is below, and in love and light. Thank you. It is done, it is done, it is done, aho. And it's as simple as that. So then, allow yourself some time to let this integrate. I usually say to people that listen to these transmissions just before you go to sleep, as often as you feel the need. Sometimes things come back. Beliefs can be attached to other beliefs and bring you down to that low vibration again. But all you have to do is muscle test. The root of all money is evil. No, solid no, absolute grounding. Wanting money is evil, selfish. There is enough money to go around abundantly for all of us. And I believe that. There's enough blue sky in the world for everyone, right? So please do comment and let me know what your response to this is, how you felt during the transmission, whether it worked for you, whether it didn't. And if you want to join my Fear Busting Power Mantra Club, we have a special deal going on for the first month. It's only £5. That's all it is. Price of a coffee or a pint. Actually, I have no clue how much a pint costs, but price of a drink, a bottle of wine, not even a good bottle of wine. That's all it costs for 1 month. You get one once a week. You listen to them whenever you need to. You have them for life, and then it goes up to £20 after that. So if you don't feel it's of any value, you can cancel at any time. You still get to keep them all, because I am committed to helping you elevate yourself so that you get to a place of healing to wholeness. On that note, thank you so much for your time, sending you so many, many, many beautiful blessings in this now moment. Until next time, peace and bliss and namaste.